Peace, peace, family. What's going on out there? Tuning back in. May all be blessed. Um, again, uh, just dropping back in with another topic. Before we jump into that, let's give a shout out to the ancestors. Raise this energy. I shout out my ancestors. Y'all shout out Child's. Uh, so let's hop into it. I'd like to give a shout out to my ancestors, known and unknown, the Hatches, the Winstons, the Fowlers. Ashe, Ashe. All gods, deities, and goddesses known and unknown. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. My higher self, Ovi, Ashe. The divine mother, the great mother, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Peace, peace, family. Again, I just wanted to drop back in and drop on this topic about dopamine and the substance of dopamine. Basically, I just wanted to speak on it because we have so much potential, and dopamine is the reason for a lot of our success. A lot of it resonate when you're making love. You create this dopamine in your brain. When you're exercising, this dopamine, this source of dopamine, it seeks out in your brain, and it gives you the willpower to do a lot of things. And we sleeps on the potential of dopamine. And I just wanted to speak on how effective it is when you're working with dopamine. It's the substance of when you're completing a task or when you're completing anything, it gives you the willpower to focus, to continue through, But see, also when we use up all our dopamine, we go to the crash mode. We crash, and lose sight. Like when we complete projects, the moment we complete a project, that's that dopamine rushing in for you to get it done or to see it forth and see it all the way to completion. And then we had that crash moment, like what's next, for us. And, because we didn't release so much of our dopamine out to the atmosphere to get that task done. So I just wanted to drop in and teach you some techniques on not to crash after your goals when you're using up your dopamine and to restore it. You know what I'm saying? But the whole basic is not to overwhelm yourself. You still want to be humble so you can have plenty of dopamine in you to be able to go forth with another project, because dopamine, it relates to, a bliss state or happy moment, But if you trick yourself into humbling yourself when you complete something, then the dopamine, you won't release all your dopamine. The dopamine will lower itself and rejuvenate. And then that's why you can jump into another task. Well, I wouldn't say jump right into it. Rest a day or two and don't show too much happiness to it or gratitude to it, so you can balance your dopamine back out, because it's the access of everything of you completing the next task and the next task. If you run all your dopamine out, then you go into anxiety and a depressed state. It's like when you complete a task and the task complete and you show, you celebrate and you show all your energy towards that one task, then it's like you wake up after celebrating and then you wake up like, okay, I completed that task. Then you get depressed and then it's like, what's next? Your life is about balancing your dopamine out so you can keep on going forth with creation and creating things and keep going towards your goals and stuff. So like the whole trick is when you complete a task, it's okay to go to the party. It's okay to celebrate, your victory, but be humble about it. Don't get too overwhelmed about it. Don't get too out of control about it, because the same substance that's in you, the dopamine, that's you riling it up and you telling yourself that it's done. It's done and it's over with. And you at the end mark of it. So you want to trick yourself and say it's never an end mark. So while everybody else celebrating your victory, you want to be there humble and keep yourself balanced and controlled when you celebrating victories. That's why a lot of us crash and lose ourselves and go into depression and everything else when we complete tasks. It's like you walking into a job. Once you get the job, you got it, and you go to work every day you know, it get boring and stuff because you done released all the dopamine the moment you found out you had the job, you know, because you celebrated too hard and crashed and lost all your dopamine. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just here to teach you how sacred your dopamine is and how to balance and use it correctly. So that way you can keep producing more of the dopamine and not losing it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, do your research on dopamine. You know, it's the reason when you create this substance, and dopamine actually create more melanin too. So you see how powerful this is. It spits out melanin. You know what I'm saying? So it's just be mindful of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you would rather want the dopamine than lose it and then crash and don't have the willpower or the focus to go on to another task and completing. You know, that's why a lot of people they get unhappy when they reach their goals. They get you know what I'm saying? They ain't satisfied no more. You know what I'm saying? They just lose themselves because they done lost all their dopamine. They don't have the drive or the willpower no more because it's the dopamine that came out of them. You know what I'm saying? When they celebrated too hard. So the whole trick is not to lose yourself. You know what I'm saying? Lose your dopamine, but balance it. You know what I'm saying? Let everybody else celebrate, but you stay humble. You know what I'm saying? And spend the next couple of days after completing the task just laying back, reflecting, you know what I'm saying, and not showing too much excitement about it. Because I say it drives you when you're having sex. It drives you when you exercise. You know what I'm saying? It drives you when you're creating. It drives you in life, period. That's how powerful dopamine is. And that's why a lot of people spend majority of their life on the couch over and over and just depressed and don't want to do stuff is because they have low dopamine in their body, family. So I just wanted to tune back in and talk about this topic of how sacred your dopamine is. And like I say, you get these moments of dopamine, like I say, in sex, when you excited about exercising, and then after you exercise, you feel so good, and that bliss state, that's you releasing dopamine. You know what I'm saying? You happy about a task and you trying to complete it. You know what I'm saying? And you trying to go forth, and once you complete it, and you just show that happiness and that bliss feeling about completing it, that's dopamine. You know, you release too much of it. You know, you deplete it. The whole trick is you don't want to deplete it. You just want to lower itself back down and then let it reset, family. So peace, family. I just wanted to drop back in with this topic, you know, and just keep in mind dopamine is the reason why you crash so hard once you completing tasks or doing anything, and then you say it's boring, but it's actually the dopamine you released. You show too much excitement for that one project, you know. So peace and light, family. I just wanted to tune in with that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Peace, family.